Hi there, my name is Joe and today I'm going to be doing a review of the Kmise 8-string tenor ukulele. Now I found this on Amazon for $108 Canadian, that's about 80 US. Definitely a lot cheaper than the $300, $400, $500 8-string tenors. And you're wondering how good is it? Well, frankly, I'm amazed. The sound is great, the build quality is fantastic for the price. I will be getting into that when I do my review. So I'm going to be looking at the features. I'm going to play my 4-string tenor in this one, so we'll be able to compare the sound. I'll tell you what comes in the box with the ukulele, and then I'll tell you how it's holding up. I've been playing outdoors in this hot weather at a farmer's market. I'll tell you how it's bearing up. So that's it. And looking at the features now, well, we'll start at the top with the tuning gears. So these are closed gear tuners, which is kind of nice to see, as opposed to just the open gear tuners. And if they look a little odd at the back, it's because there's plastic on the back so you can see into the gears as opposed to metal, which would hide them. So we've got closed gear tuners, nice to see. The nut is a bone nut, nice to see, rather than just a plastic nut. I can tell it's bone because I can see the scratches on the side where they sanded it down to get it to fit. The fret ends, well, run your fingers along the fret ends here, and you know what? It feels about the same as my other ukuleles, which I paid much for. So I'm happy with the quality of the fret ends in the build. Another nice feature on this ukulele is that there are bindings on the side of the neck. So we've got bindings as opposed to just the raw wood. So that was a nice touch to add that. And we have side dots on the neck as well. So that was good to see. Strap buttons. Okay, first ukulele I've ever bought where it came with strap buttons. So we've got a strap button here, and we've got another strap button here on the bottom. So that was very nice to see. With regard to the neck and the body joint, it's a very strong, well done joint. I got a piece of paper and I tried to slip it underneath here to see if there were any gaps between the neck and the body. Absolutely none. So the glue joint on this done very well. And if you look here at the bottom of the heel, this spot here, so they've put veneer here to match the veneer that they put on the back of the ukulele. So it's nice to see a consistent look between the heel and also the back of the ukulele. What else do I have here that I'd like to show you? Well, we have, on the front, we have a rosette around the sound hole. That was nice to see, nice addition. And it is a layered top, it's a ply on the top. And you can tell that just by looking at the sound hole. You can see the 3 layers. And I suspect back is the same as well. Speaking of the back, if we look at it, we can see that it's slightly bowed, which is a nice touch. They could have just gone with a straight back, but they went with the bowed back to help with the sound. And it's a little wider here at the bottom than it is here closer up to the neck. And that helps with the sound. We get our treble sounds here, our bass sounds here. So that was a very welcome build into the ukulele. Now the strings here are used in, the strings here are installed in a pull-through fashion. First time I've ever seen this, so let me describe what it is. If you look at the top of the ukulele, you see a hole and the string just goes down into it. The first time I saw that I thought, what the heck's going on down there? Well, this is how you install strings on this ukulele. You take the string and push it through the hole and you keep on pushing until it pops up through the sound hole, or you can see it and you fish it out with your fingers. And then you tie a knot in the string, a big knot, and then you pull it and the knot will stop the string from popping through, and then you tie the string to the tuner at this end. Now what Kmise has done, they have 4 pairs of strings here, and the G string, for example, what they did was take both of the G strings, pull them through, and then tied them together in a knot, and then pulled the string so that it stops here just underneath the bridge. And then they attach the strings to the tuners. So that is one way basically to string this. I've put a couple links down below to restringing a guitar using the pull-through method. First one's about 3 minutes, and the second one at the 3-minute mark there, it gives you a very good tip on how to tie a string so you get a big knot, one big knot on the string so that it won't pop through the hole. The bridge. The bridge is just fine, glued in just fine, and then we have the saddle. Now the saddle on most ukuleles is a bone sliver, it's straight, but what they've done here is provided a compensated saddle. What that means is if you look at the top of the saddle, you notice that it's staggered slightly for the 4 pairs of strings. And what that does is help with the intonation of the strings and the ukulele itself. So that was a nice touch. Something they didn't have to do, but awful nice to see on the ukulele. So is that it for the features? Compensated bridge. The truss rod, of course. So we've got 8 strings, a lot more stress on the neck. We don't want it warping, so the ukulele does have a truss rod. And if you look right about here, you can see the nut that's used to adjust the truss rod if you have to. Now, the ukulele as it came, for me, the action was set just perfect. I didn't touch it, but just to make sure, I did take the Allen key that comes with the ukulele and I put it into the nut of the truss rod and moved it back and forth just to make sure that it does move if in the future I do need to adjust the truss rod. So yes, the ukulele does come with an Allen key. The pull through strings, we went through that. Now, a couple things it doesn't have. It doesn't have bindings around the edge here, and that would protect the ukulele if you were to, hit a few things and maybe put some dings in it. But that would have added, I suspect, significantly to the cost. And no big deal, you get a few dings. It shows that you're playing your ukulele and you're using it. You're taking it out of the case. The other thing it doesn't have is a jack and a pickup. So, 2 options here. One is pay someone to put one in, or what I did was went and picked up the Dean Markley stick-on pickup. Now this has been on the market for about 18 years. I figure if it's been around that long, it's doing just well, it's selling. So here's what it looks like, a lot of cable, which is nice to see. And here's the business end. So there is a transducer pickup inside, and there's the putty. Now the putty doesn't leave any permanent marks. Basically take the pickup and find the sweet spot here on the bottom for your instrument. I've used this and I'm very, very happy with it. So that is an option to opposed to paying someone to putting in a permanent pickup and jack onto your ukulele. Now, as I had said, what we're going to do is compare this to the 4-string ukulele. So I'm going to play my 4-string and then the 8-string, and we'll be able to compare the sound and the sustain. So here we are with my 4-string tenor. I'm going to play the chorus from the Unicorn song. Let's go. There were green alligators and so that was about a 9 count for the sustain. Now we're going to play the 8-string and see what that sounds like. So here's the 8-string tenor, going to play the same chorus, and away we go. There were green alligators and again about a 9 count on the sustain. So pretty good sustain on the ukulele, and you were able to hear the difference between the 4 and the 8-string. So let's take a look at what comes in the box. Well, the ukulele, and we have a case, Kmise case with a handle, the pouch in the front, and straps on the back to carry it hands-free. We have a strap, and this is a good quality strap. It's not a $2 El Cheapo off the web strap, so that was very nice to see. It comes with an extra set of strings. Now, after you wear these out, you can get strings from D'Addario, and also Worth, W-O-R-T-H, also provides strings for 8-string ukuleles. We have, as I showed you before, we have an Allen key if you need to adjust the truss rod. And some picks, because picking on an 8-string ukulele is going to be a little different than picking on a 4-string ukulele. And the last thing it comes with, and I have no idea why it was there, this little piece of sandpaper, very fine sandpaper. So if you have any thoughts as to why this was provided, if you can leave your thoughts in the comments below, would be much appreciated. And if any of you have other sources for strings, if you could leave that in your comments below as well, much appreciated, I'm sure. So how is it holding up? Well, as I said, I've been playing outdoors at a farmer's market Saturday for about 3-hour stretches. It's been very, very hot, the heat blasting off the pavement. Absolutely no complaints with the ukulele. It's held its own, it's playing well. Yes, I have had to retune more often because of the heat, but I have absolutely no complaints with this ukulele. As I said a little earlier, $104, yeah, you can spend a lot more, but oh my gosh, I am so thrilled with what I got. We went over the build quality. I pointed out all the features that are built into it. Some things you might not even find on more expensive ukuleles. Can you pay $300, $400, $500? Yes, as I said earlier, you get better quality woods. But for the price, this is an incredible value, a very serviceable, totally acceptable 8-string tenor ukulele. So that's it for the review. If you're thinking of buying one, I say go for it. I think it's a fantastic ukulele. So that's it. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.